Well, hello.
How you doing?
Welcome to our design house. It's really just our kitchen in our house, but this is where we do the majority of our creating, so we call it our design house. We are Alice and Daisy's Kin. I'm Monique.
And I'm Monica.
And we're named after my grandmother, Alice, and my great aunt, Daisy, who was my grandmother's sister. And together we create a variety of projects. We've done murals, we've done backdrops for weddings, we've made cards, jewelry, we've painted denim jackets, we've made a lot of different projects across the board. We actually started in 2017 when one of my best friends came to us and said that she wanted to do a paint party for her mom. So while we were planning for the party, we were actually working on our first mural. So our church came to us and said that they wanted to have a mural that represented the church's history through a tree, essentially. And so on the tree, we painted the names of our different pastors and we added the names of our church members to the leaves on the tree. It was beautiful. It was a great experience. So over the years, we just kept going. We made some of the different items that I mentioned before, and we faced some obstacles along the way. So people have come to us and they presented different projects to us, giving us complete creative freedom.
Yes.
But when we came back to them, they would tell us that they wanted us to water our concepts down or to limit our concepts. And oftentimes for the projects that we're thinking about, they approached us knowing that we were Black women artists. And we are very comfortable with our Blackness. We know that our Black identity is a strong part of who we are. So we weren't necessarily comfortable with watering down the project. Over the years, we've learned that if a person doesn't want us to show up as our authentic selves, sometimes the best decision is to just walk away from the project. We've also faced challenges when it comes to representation in the paper products that we want to use for our cards,
Yes.
or even in the fabric that we want to use for different projects. We want to see people that looks like us. If we were to get this money, we would use it one of three ways. So the first way that we would do it is to continue to inspire our community. And we say continue because over the years, we've done different activities in our community to inspire their creativity. Here in Philly, we had an event called Philly Free Streets where they shut down the main street, one of the main streets in Philly, and we set up little art stations and people came by and they painted. In the beginning of the pandemic, we sent out coloring sheets and coloring pencils to people throughout the United States. We sent one to our aunt in South Carolina. She loved it. And we've also had virtual paint parties right here from this kitchen.
Right in this kitchen.
So what we'll do is we will go live on Facebook and Zoom and people will join us and we will just guide them through making different projects. So if we got the money, we would use part of it to send out kits to people so that they could join us for these virtual paint parties or just to inspire their creativity. The second way we would use the money is to encourage our creative journeys. So we're both artists together, but we're both artists individually. So we would use the money to help us continue to develop ourselves as artists. So during the pandemic, there were stores that were closed, but JOANN's was open. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to experiment with resin. And so I drove all over Philly until I found a JOANN's that had resin. And that's how I made this pen right here. It's made out of resin that we dyed, and it was really a cool process. But JOANN's also has a lot of other wonderful departments, like the fabric department.
Yes. Now, JOANN was the only store that we could get to when the pandemic started, so we made masks and to get the elastic. And also, I just started doing stitch meditation, and JOANN has the best fabric, and so I've been able to get fabric from JOANN's. So JOANN's is just a great store, but it also provides a lot of different materials to help artists develop themselves, to help us to develop ourselves as artists.
The third way that we would use the grant is we want to develop our own product line. We've made cards for different people, and we're at the point in our creative journeys where we would like to have our own card lines that are in different stores around the nation, even around the world. So we would use some of the money to help us as we're launching that product line. Well, I think that's it.
Oh, yeah.
So we thank you for stopping by. If you want to continue with us on this creative journey, visit our website, www.aliceanddaisy'skin.com. You can also follow us on our different social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as Alice and Daisy's Kin. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.